The Bay Area's rock station, 107.7 The Bone.
You know what? I think that's my new favorite Halloween song.
I'll tell you what, it rocks, doesn't it?
Yeah.
It goes.
Keeping Halloween Alive by Alice Cooper here on 107.7 The Bone. You got to be playing that one tonight at the Warfield.
Oh, yes, of course.
Keeping Halloween Alive, I saw where you can buy it on iTunes and you get a Cooperoke version of the song.
We're trying to get
what's up with that?
People to do their own videos of this song.
Nice.
And actually, it's not how good you sing it; it's how creatively you sing it. So if you're the worst singer in the world, you may win, just because you're that bad.
Oh, it's a contest.
Oh yeah,
oh.
Yeah. You win. You get to. I might even do an interview on my radio show with you if you win this thing.
Keeping Halloween Alive, co-written and co-produced by Cooper with Piggy D, a member of Rob Zombie's band.
He's the bass player, yeah.
He is your bass player tonight?
No, but he is...
the bass player on that song.
He played on that song, but the thing about him is he's like a really creative artist kind of guy. He did all of the artwork for our show.
Piggy D.
Did the costuming for our show. And yet he's I think he's in Japan right now with Rob, playing bass. So, guy's a really creative guy.
And I read where you recorded the song live. Is that true?
Yeah, we recorded it live in L.A., and I like doing that. I think rock and roll needs to be live. You take 5 or 10 takes with a really good band, and take the best take rather than overdubbing and overdubbing and overdubbing. I think more bands should record live in the studio.
Alice Cooper is in the Boneyard Studios with us, and in just a sec, we're going to have him pick a classic vinyl track. Every day we bust out an actual vinyl record from the Seaweed Garage and give it a spin on the Bone turntable. Do you actually have a turntable at home?
Did you know that vinyl last year went up 89% in sales?
No.
Yes.
Do any of your records lately come out on vinyl?
The new record, Along Came a Spider, I think in Europe I've signed as many albums as I did CDs.
Really?
And what the deal is I finally figured it out. This generation, the next generation, who's buying these records, are so tired of buying air. They buy something on, and they're not getting anything. They're just getting the song on their computer. It used to be you'd get the package.
Right.
You'd own a little piece of the band.
Right, with liner notes and the whole thing.
There was some ownership with it,
Yeah.
I used to stand in line when the new Yardbirds album would come out, but like every other kid, and I bought it. I go, I'm going to digest this whole album. I think kids are hungry for that again now.
Yeah, because all they get is that little digital thing, and that's it.
Yeah, there's no ownership to it.
Somebody handed me a note. Ask him to tell the ABBA story. What's up with that? ABBA?
The ABBA story. First time we were in Australia, we got the Welcome to My Nightmare show, and I'm in this hotel room, and I'm standing up on the, on my balcony, and there's thousands of people down there, and they're all going, and I'm going, I'm huge here. Can't believe how huge I am here, and I'm waving and I'm waving. Then finally I look up, and 2 balconies above me is ABBA. They were going, ABBA, ABBA, and there's one kid down there, with long hair going, Alice. I think they beat him to death or something. But for a while, I thought I was huge in Australia.
That's funny. I'm sure you still are.
Well, now I am, yeah. At that time, though, we just got there.
Here's a Facebook question from Christopher Downey. How many big units has he sold at his restaurant?
Okay, now, Randy Johnson is my partner at the restaurant.
Oh, is he? You own it with Randy?
Yeah.
Livermore guy, Bay Area dude.
So we have a 2-foot hot dog called the Big Unit.
Yep.
That is, offensive. It's so big, but it is the best hot dog around. We've been open about 12 years at Cooperstown.
Alice Cooperstown in Phoenix. I see today is a Wicked Wednesday. All entree salads 50% off.
Yes.
That's a buy.
Yes.
Are you?
We're going to have to do a seaweed salad now.
Thank you very much.
Yeah.
Are you a healthy eater? What do you eat?
I eat anything. Honestly, I'm not a healthy eater.
So you're not necessarily a vegetarian?
Not at all. No.
Because you're looking way too healthy.
No, I know. I'm one of those guys that can eat anything and never gain a pound. But when you do this show, is a 2-hour show that never stops moving. So it's 5 nights a week. It's like a best aerobic in the world is doing this show.
Nancy Silviera sent me a message on Facebook too. What musicians groups does he currently listen to?
I'm not one of those guys that says, the old bands were the best. Yeah, there's a lot of classic rock bands that were really, really great. And you're never going to find lead guitar players like Jeff Beck or Mike Bloomfield or those guys anymore, I don't think. But there's a lot of good little bands out there. I like the idea that bands are going back to the garage. and they're sort of got snotty garage attitude, that to me is so much better than anything that's going high tech. I would rather see bands in a garage with Telecasters and tube amps playing old Rolling Stone songs or Kinks songs than high tech bands. I'm not going to mention any names, all right? But when you have a name like Vampire Weekend and you're wearing Gap clothes,
doesn't work.
It doesn't work. Unless if you were wearing Gap clothes and then killed everybody in the audience, a Gap shirt with blood all over it looks great. Then I would go, oh, all right, I get it. But these guys are nee, I love you, baby. And whatever happened to guts and rock and roll?
Are you going to do that song tonight?
No, no. But Vampire Weekend's a great name for a band. Live up to it.
She also asked, what is he going to be for Halloween?
We usually dress as insurance salesmen on Halloween because generally 365 days a year we are Halloween. So on Halloween night we just get really Brooks Brothers suits and nice wingtip shoes and briefcases. And look really
you
good.
are keeping Halloween alive.
The audience. The great thing about Halloween night is that the audience is actually overdressed. We're not. We can't compete with the audience. They come in with these most amazing costumes. Well, San Francisco has got to be synonymous with Halloween. I mean, they go all out here.
Alice Cooper at the Warfield tonight. You're playing Vegas for 3 nights this weekend.
Yep.
Where are you playing Halloween, by the way?
Halloween, we are in San Diego.
Really?
Yes.
And then I know you're going over to Europe, too.
We just got back. We did Russia with the Scorpions. And Russia now is not what you think it is. Everybody thinks Russia, and they think there's a big communist hangover. And Russia is now party central. I mean, it is the not that
really?
Party. It's the party. Yeah, it's maybe the most happening city in Europe right now is Moscow. So,
your restaurant is in Phoenix. Your hometown is Phoenix. There's a ton of sports teams there. Are you a fan of any of them?
Well,
Phoenix
Cardinals.
Suns, for example?
Oh yeah, I go to all the Suns games.
Really? Sitting courtside, maybe?
I sit right there, right on the floor.
Yeah. Cardinals?
Cardinals. Now, see, unfortunately, I was born in Detroit.
Right.
So I'm a Lions fan.
Ooh.
We won a game. What are you talking about?
Nice.
We're 100% better than last year.
Oh, last year was terrible. You
I
suffering man, you.
Well, after about 12, I said, please don't win a game now. I mean, go all the way. If you're going to lose everything. This year we're going to win about 4 games.
And Diamondbacks, of course.
D-backs.
Yep.
I was there for in fact, you were talking about Glenn Campbell before. We were the first ones to sing the national anthem at the Diamondbacks when they opened the Diamondbacks stadium there.
And the ice hockey, Coyotes.
Coyotes.
You ever go?
Love hockey.
Really?
Love hockey.
That's a game where, it doesn't translate on TV, but if you're in person, they're right behind the glass.
That's the most exciting game to watch in person, I think. Because you find yourself jumping out of your chair 30 times a night. The game should have been called, oh! Right? Because every time anybody misses anything, everybody jumps up and goes, oh!
The great Alice Cooper joins us in the studio. We're going to spin some Alice Cooper vinyl in a sec. I only have 4 records at home, and I asked you to pick one. Don't say what it is, because we'll tell them in a second. And we're going to fire it up on the Bone turntable. Alice Cooper at the Warfield tonight. I understand there are a few tickets available. Matter of fact, when we're done, I'm going to give away a few to
I'll tell you what, if
show.
you're in the first 10 rows, you are in the show.
In the show?
Yes.
All
you
right.
are part of the show.
All right. We'll be back in a sec with classic vinyl on the Bone.
107.7 The Bone.
Streaming online at 1077thebone.com.